All right, what's up, guys? We're back with the next set of 25 videos. Every now and then I'm going to have a video that showcases 25 videos that we've done so you can get a little bit more behind the scenes on what's going on. So let's go on and hit it with the first one. What's going on? I used to sell cars at a Toyota dealership, and there's this guy named Jimmy Guile, and we would always say, "Hey, good morning, Jimmy," and he'd be like, "What's going on?" But anyway, that's all I wanted you to see. Jimmy Guile's the man. He's selling 25 cars at the Toyota dealership. And I kind of miss selling cars, man. It was a really fun experience. Just the group of guys who I worked with there, the interactions we had, it was almost like, fraternity brothers. Nobody's going to be able to recreate that. Even if I went to sell cars again, it just wouldn't be the same. But, it was funny, all the antics going on, and, how we talk about some of the customers. Like a doctor would come in and he'd have his chest out because he's like, "I'm a doctor. I make, $7,000-8,000 a month." And we're like, "You don't know that we're making, $12,000 to $20,000 a month selling cars." So, it's a great time. Great time. Let's move on to the next one. Here, you might remember in one of the videos that I previously did with my buddy Mahari, I told you, you're gonna buy like 3 to 4 holsters. Facts. These holsters here are the holsters that I bought. Oh wow, look at that, it's 4 holsters. Because when you're buying a holster. So this is a VersaCarry review. And man, when I got the VersaCarry holster, I was moving around like they paid me money to talk about it, because I was just that happy with it, with the comfort. Even still, it's not the end all be all of holsters, but I just wanted to talk about it in this video. And I have 4 holsters in this video. Now I probably got 7. Like you just never know. You might be wearing a suit. You might be wearing a flannel like this. You might have a jacket on. It might be cold, might be hot. You're going to have a different way to carry your gun in every scenario. So you don't want to just stick with one thing, but I wanted to talk about this holster in that video. So let's move on to the next one. So this is the Zero Delta video, and I'm not even going to play the audio because I don't want this video to get clapped. What you might not know is, I don't know, man, YouTube's anti-gun. We know that, but they will, limit a video or slightly demonetize or fully demonetize a video, and you don't even really know why. They're just like, "Oh, what'd you say?" Clapped. So this was my first gun review. Maybe I said something in the video and YouTube didn't like it, so they clapped it. But you can see it's still like 889 views. Just no motion on that. So it's still up. You can go see it. But a lot of people don't even know that I put this video out because, YouTube was doing their whole anti-gun thing. So I don't even want to show it too long. I don't want them to clap this one. Listen to this intro. Love that intro. Welcome back to Austin Trainings. I pick a lot of the music that goes into these videos. So I wanted this to fit a certain aesthetic. I have on a white shirt. When I wear a white shirt, I mean business. I got that from my father. Whenever he has to go straighten something out or straighten some people out, he puts on a white shirt. So whenever I'm talking about something serious, I'll put on a white shirt because I like that. And this is the Constitution Amendments Explained. This is part 1. I wanted to do this because you hear people talk about the Constitution, whether they're for it or against it. It doesn't really matter whether people are for it or against it. Majority of people don't even know what it says anymore. They're just like, I did a part 1, I did a part 2 as well. Listen to this intro. Love it. All right. But back. People who claim to be conservative, they don't know why they're conservative. People who claim to be Republican or liberal or whatever, they don't really know why. They're just conforming to their group. So you need to get away from that. No matter what you believe, you need to get away from that and understand, why are you this? Why are you that? There's also a video from Voddie Baucham, which is Why I Choose to Believe the Bible, which is a great video of why, the Bible is a historical book. It's not just a book of stories, and why you should believe it. You want to know whatever you're doing, why you're doing it. So if you're going to live in the United States of America, it would benefit you to know the Constitution, at least read through it and gain an understanding of what it says. So you're not just out here talking. Let's get to the next one. How to not get robbed, baby. Oh, didn't see you there. I had my head in my phone and I wasn't being situationally aware. So today we're going to talk about situational awareness. So yeah, situational awareness, people don't have any of it out here. Like I see it every day. We're in downtown Nashville, and I had just gotten something from the Starbucks, like right behind, like right out of view here. And it was like, yeah, let's talk about situational awareness, because a lot of people are walking around crazy out here, not even paying attention. It's like, bro, if I was a criminal, man, just opportunity for days. You got to wake up, bro. So this is really cool. I like this because, and I'm going to do a series of situational awareness things. But like if we go in the video here, we also have a version at night. And then I talk about this story where these three guys ran up on me, assuming trying to rob me. I didn't, stop and ask them, hey, what's going on, guys? Let's talk about this first. They had on ski masks, they had on hoodies, and they were moving in an aggressive manner where I knew they weren't coming to read me the word of God. They weren't going to say, hello, my fellow brother, have you heard of the good news of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Like, they weren't going to say anything like that. They had their hands in their hoodie pockets. So, I already know what time it is. I had a reasonable belief that I was facing imminent threat of serious bodily injury or death. So I drew my firearm and got very loud, very aggressive, very violent, stuff that I won't repeat on YouTube. You can't, like, you just in the moment, it's just time to turn up and shut it down. So, but I tell that story in here, and I talk about more situational awareness things. So look at that video. 19X review today. Let's get it. This beat's hard. This beat's going in all the foreseeable gun reviews. Just hard, man. I could vibe out to that beat all day long. I'll ride in the car and just listen to this beat. But yeah, this is the Glock 19X. Is the best Glock ever. I stand by that. It just feels great. I haven't felt a Glock that feels better than the 19X. Yeah, you can, change the trigger, Overwatch precision or, whatever and do your thing. But as far as just the overall feel of the gun, I just love it, man. And I think everybody should go get one. I think everybody should go at least feel it. At least feel a Glock 19X. Glock 45 just doesn't feel the same for some reason. I don't know why, but I just bought that. You saw Coley on Noir there. I just bought that because I saw his video of it and didn't even shoot it first. And I fell in love with it after I did shoot it. Oh, and here I almost missed it. Shout out to Kevin at his BJJ spot in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. If you're in the Mount Juliet area, Kevin's a buddy of mine. He's a former police officer. He's legit. Go check him out. Get some jujitsu in. All right, 2 reasons why you should always carry your gun. This video is where I used to live, and I just tell the story. Go check this video out. I just wanted to, share a couple experiences. All my stories are true. The majority, a good 99% of any story I tell on YouTube has witnesses. So, everything's verifiable. People getting in the comments like, oh, that never even happened. No, it would never happen to you because you sit on the couch and watch Netflix all night. But I'm outside. Stuff happens when you leave the house. I'm sharing this story here, and I'll share another story later. Let me scroll down to it. Boom, in the car, talk about something else. This video was doing really well. Like, what's it at right now? What's it at? 257,000 views. It was good for like the first 9 or 10 days, and then YouTube was like, oh, let me make sure I don't show it. So at the end of the video, I show some buildings that had been set on fire, and I guess that was bad for the video. So YouTube ended up clapping the video, you know, like slightly demonetizing it after a good solid 10-day run of just views racking up, and then it just stopped. It hit 250,000 something, and then it just stopped and hasn't really gone up since. So, you know, that's how it is, but go watch that one. This is another one, Mr. Romine's Neighborhood. That's a typo, by the way, on Neighborhood. We didn't catch that. Whoa, Daddy's home. Daddy's home, boys. Today, we are going to talk about what does it mean to be a law-abiding citizen. So I had a lot of fun with this one, and I like talking. I like talking over drinks and talking about, you know, just logical things and having logical conversations. And if 1 + 1 = 2, then it makes sense, stuff like that. So, you know, in this video, I got some Woodford Reserve. I still got to try some Pappy Van Winkle. I haven't been able to get any yet, but yeah, we rented out a spot so I could have a nice kitchen that flows instead of, I didn't want to show y'all where I live. I live downtown. I was like, I don't feel comfortable putting that on the internet, you know. I got to stay tactical. But yeah, this was cool. Go check this one out. That typo at the beginning bothers me so much, but I was out of town and my editor Caden sent it to me. He didn't catch it, and then when I reviewed it, I didn't catch it either because I was driving and I was doing all this other stuff, and you know, so it happens sometimes. You know, we put it up and then it starts getting views and everything. YouTube clears it, so we're like, all right, we're not even going to mess with it. We're just going to keep rolling. Not even going to take it down and try to re-upload it and change it. Just let it roll. You know what happens. We're human. There's something that's been bothering me. I see it all the time as I'm training people, and in my mild yet humble and entirely accurate opinion, it's an epidemic. Yeah. Stop recommending guns to new shooters. I recommend new shooters go see a certified instructor. Now, that doesn't mean that you can only see, don't ever listen to anybody who's not a certified instructor. But if he's a certified instructor worth his salt, then he's going to help you. I mean, I can't tell you, I've trained thousands of people, bro. I can't tell you how many people I've helped because they bought a crappy gun or a gun that just wasn't right for them because they listened to Jebediah and, you know, his expertise. And then just, you know, within the first 30 seconds of me talking to them, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I knew that before I spent, you know, $500 on this gun that I don't even like and can't even shoot well. So that's what this video is about. You just want to seek competent people. If they're a certified instructor, that's great. If they're not, that's great too, but just make sure that they're competent. But it's hard to know that if you don't know anything about guns. If somebody's just speaking with conviction, you're like, okay, I guess this guy knows what he's talking about. That's why I said certified instructor is probably the way to go. Well, I've been working with people for quite a while. Yeah, so this video is why I don't like micro compact guns, but you see, I'm driving. I like doing different things. When I look at YouTube videos from people, they're always in the same place in every single video. And I'm not even a homebody like that. I don't even like being at home too long. So with my videos, I wanted to have some type of variety. Maybe you see me driving in one. Maybe you see me, you know, out in the streets in another. Maybe you see me at the gun range on this one. Maybe you see me at an outdoor range in another one. So why I don't like micro compact guns. Yeah, you see those guns right there? I don't like them. The end. Guys, today we're going to talk about how to buy your first gun correctly. So so that's my buddy T, and I was in Memphis and he called me and he was like, hey man, you know, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I was like, oh, let's just make a video about it. So that's how the video came about. It's a good 32 minutes, but this is stuff that I typically tell everybody when they're buying a gun for their first time. So it's definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth checking out. And that video got demonetized at first, and then I put it up for review, and then YouTube was like, oh, sorry you missed out on a week and a half worth of views. You're good. You just never know. Today we're going to talk about anticipation and how to stop it. Kinda. We want to try to minimize it. So this video I actually send to people who I'm training who, you know, can't get to the range a lot and they have a lot of anticipation. Like every shot is a dip down, because I think that there's this guy named Alex Hermazi. and he's a big entrepreneur guy, whatever. And he talked about how he doesn't read books. Like, he'll skim through most books. And then if he finds that the book is adding value, then he'll read it and pay attention, but he'll also read it like 5 or 6 times to get to the point where he can then teach the book if he wanted to, because he has that much information that he's internalized about it. It's not just about finishing the book. So I'll send this video to people and be like, hey, this is the mindset behind it. Internalize what anticipation is, so when you do it, you'll understand better what's going on, instead of me just telling you stop anticipating, you know. So go check that one out, guys. So this is why you should train 3 to 7 yards. And I might do more of these, like why you should train X amount of yards, or because you should train at all types of distances. So I might just do a whole series on that. But I wanted this one to kind of emulate the 3 to 5 yards video, because that was the first video that got a lot of views. But this is just me expounding on, like, you've trained 3 to 5. All right, now you need to do 3, 5, and 7. I tell people your first order of business with a handgun is you need to get competent out to 7 yards. You need to be able to hold a fist size grouping out to 7 yards. If you can't do that, you need to continue to work on it, you know, before you start getting super tactical. So I really like the drills in this one, especially this one. Let me see if I can find it. This one. So this one, while seated, shoot 2 shots at 3 yards, switch hands, reload, then shoot 1 shot at 3, 5, and 7 yards. So let me back it up here. Boom. I shoot with my right, flip hands, reload with my right, and then shoot with my left. That was hard. And nobody talked about that in the comments. So I was like, man, what are y'all doing? Y'all see how hard that is? Anyway, why I dislike manual safeties on handguns. Manual safeties on handguns, I don't like them. I don't like them on striker fire guns. I think they're garbage. Like that SAR 9, I don't even, all right, I'm not even going to go there. But I don't like them on striker fire guns. Put it to you that way. If it's on a 1911 style gun or a 2011 style gun, cool. That's fine, because the trigger's like, what, 2 pounds, 2.5? Like, you know, the wind blows too hard, it's going to press the trigger. But if it's on a striker fire gun that already has internal safeties, I just don't see the benefit. Especially, like, I'll hold different guns that have that, you know, manual safety on it, and it's so sticky and hard, it's not even remotely as smooth as what it would be to take a manual safety off on a 1911 or 2011 style gun. So that's the whole thing about that. Now, if you want to train to it, that's cool. Train to it and keep training and just disregard what I said. But most people aren't going to train to it, and I see it all the time. And girls, we're talking about drawing from the appendix today. Drawing from the appendix is pretty self-explanatory. Try it out. It's great. I like what we did with the Kobe stuff. RIP Kobe. More reps. How many more reps? More. Love it. This is Dwayne doing the. We're going to do some FBI qualifications and FBI qualification. And Dwayne was the one that came up with that. And he came to me initially with that drill of, let's go for this area and see if we can do it instead of just using the whole target. So then we have a little plot twist at the end. So that's cool. Dwayne is really good, and his draw is extremely fast. And he's the head instructor at Modern Warriors, which it's now Modern Warriors Franklin location. So go check out Dwayne. Great. Dwayne's a good friend. Accountable for rounds. Accountable for every round. Explain. If you're training a lot. Basically, the whole point of this was you want to pay attention to your bullets. And I do an example of taking the bullet out, loading the gun, unloading it. I said, you know, didn't have to shoot anybody today, so I unload my gun. I personally don't unload my gun when I come in the house because I live by myself, so I don't care. But there are people who do that because they have children or whatever else. So if you're coming home and you're unloading your gun for whatever reason, keep in mind, I got to talk to everybody in these videos, then you want to be sure to put that bullet that you just ejected somewhere else in the magazine. You don't want to put it right back on top. because you rack the slide again, it's going to start to push the bullet into the shell casing. And now when we film like several videos whenever Steven and I get together. So, a lot of them are done on, low sleep. So sometimes I misspeak and I don't even catch it. And, Caden might say, hey, did you mean to say that? Did you mean to say this? And I'm like, oh, I said the wrong thing. So then we try to catch it in editing and put up some little disclaimers. But you won't have a squib load. You might just have too much pressure. And then the gun could explode in your hands. So a squib load would be from a lack of pressure. You don't have enough pressure for the bullet to get out of the barrel. But in order to understand what I'm talking about there, you got to watch that video. Shooting around with the guys. This is another intermission video. It's me, Dwayne, BJ, and T just having fun. Just another cool video, just a little break. Everything doesn't have to be talking about tyranny every 5 seconds. The carry permit class, we go through these slides. You can see the slides, it doesn't matter. It's, Department of Homeland, it's nothing proprietary about it. But then we get to this slide. Boom. And at this slide, I talk about how to travel with your gun. So that's basically it. I'm not even going to go into this video. I give you everything you need to know on how to travel with your gun. And then at the end of the video, I show it in real time, me going through the Nashville airport, so you can like see me do it. So hold on. I like this music at the beginning. And I like how Caden mixed it in. As soon as John Wick was about to shoot, I start shooting. People want to move. And shout out to Caden. All right, so I just talked about how to walk and shoot in this video. I was taught how to walk and shoot by a Green Beret named Jason, and I'm very grateful for his tutelage. Check out that video. It's really cool. And Steven did a good job moving around the camera and running and gunning with me. So you don't want to get in the habit. How to draw from outside the waistband is another good video. Check it out. It's pretty simple. Don't have to do a whole lot of talking about that one. Just see for yourself. We talking about practice. So Allen Iverson is my favorite basketball player of all time. And I'm gonna have several of these just practice videos, and you can just see the type of drills that I'm doing, and you can use them if you want to use them or not. But I like the whole thing of, we talking about practice and I'm practicing, and then having an AI t-shirt. Somebody in the comments, I forgot who it was, but somebody put that together. He was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there. Yep, it all comes full circle. A lot of thought goes into these videos. I'm back with Dwayne from the Franklin range, and it's now Modern Warriors Franklin location. But yeah, Dwayne came to me and was like, hey, what about an idea for this? So I'm always open to feedback and video ideas, because I can't come up with everything myself. So this was great, and he talks about, the logical steps that he went through in order to, get comfortable carrying with a round in the chamber. And I went through those logical steps too, but I didn't put it together like that. I wasn't really aware of it. So for him to come to me and talk about that, I was like, oh yeah, video for sure. Let's do it. Was having lunch with my videographer, Steve. My hair looking crazy. And I was scrolling the internet looking for a new CZ that I wanted to buy. I told Steven, so this is a video about why everyone should own a Glock. And I stand by that, bro. Like, I didn't talk about a whole bunch of reasons, but, cops carry Glock. I work with a guy who's, a former Ranger, and, he talks about, it's kind of morbid to say, but, if society was collapsing and, there was a cop who was, incapacitated, you could grab a magazine off a cop and put it in your Glock, because cops are shooting Glock. Like, there was a lot of reasons to have a Glock. Some people hate Glock. All right, whatever. Cool. Just whatever you want. If you're a Smith & Wesson guy or, a Canik guy, do whatever you want. Just make sure you train. But, I'm going with Glock. So, speaking of, real quick, so I don't really pay attention to a whole lot of negative comments. I appreciate all of the, yeah, y'all can see these. I appreciate all of the support and everything. But bro, some of y'all get down here and y'all are tripping with no map. So like one guy was like, oh, I'm unsubscribing because he's talking about politics. Bro, hurry up and unsubscribe. I don't care. Like I've lived a whole life before, even thinking about teaching people how to shoot. You know, I compose music. I'm studying to become a wine expert. I can talk to you about gravitational time dilation and how quasars work. Like, you don't know me, bro. So, you know, for anybody to say, oh, we're not interested in you talking about politics, I'll talk about what I want. I am 100% interested in hearing y'all's feedback. Like, if you go to the description here, it says, question, what videos would you like to see? Leave in the comments. Shout out to the people who have sent me emails saying, hey, can you do a video on this? Can you do a video on that? Majority of the time, I'm going to do that. If I think that it will benefit everybody as a group to see, I'll for sure do a video about it. Because like I said, I can't come up with everything. So I'm very open to the assistance and ideas from others. But you're not going to tell me what I can and can't talk about on here, bro. So shout out to everybody who supports. And we're going to wrap it up on that one. Obviously, there's more. You see these 3 right here, but I'll talk about those later. And yeah, guys, I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching all these videos and supporting. And I'll catch you on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Roll mine.